In this video, I'll be showing you how to do license activation for Kofax ControlSuite. I'll be also showing you how to check for license entitlement from Configuration Assistant. So from the Configuration Assistant licensing screen, um, it's actually already set up here. If you wanted to know more about the Configuration Assistant as a whole, you can watch the previous video. I have already recorded it and uploaded it. So it has the full length of the activation. I've also done that with the update online for license activation. Okay, and I'm probably gonna go and do an offline activation for this one. Okay, so um, to activate the license, what we will need to do is to click on Open Kofax Customer Portal. It will then open the registration screen for us, which is in a browser. Okay, it will ask us to input the email address and the serial number for the license. Now, the information that I currently have on the screen, these are all valid information, and the email address that has to be key in here should be a valid email address. Why? Because it will receive an email address from Kofax relating to your offline activation binary file. If you don't have a valid email address, and you key in any dummy one here, you will have an issue with a binary file because you won't be able to do an offline activation. So if your server is online, then I guess you don't need to do an offline activation. The binary can be left out. But if you are doing, an offline and you're trying to also save some information relating to your software registration, it is best to have a valid email address here. Okay, so I'll proceed to key in that information and click on continue. And from this page, it does ask me for two different things, which is the license server name and the license server ID. License server name, it has to be the host name where you are going to save the control suite. Okay, so this is the server name of that particular host server. Okay, if you're running a multiple server, it should be the main license server. Okay, and again, this should be the host name of the server where Control Suite will be installed. Now, license server ID is actually coming from the Kofax Configuration Assistant portal. So what you need to do is to go ahead and copy that from there and paste it here. Now, server ID is actually tied to your MAC address. Okay, so it's actually tied to the MAC address of the server where Control Suite is going to be installed or being installed. Now, this MAC address, if this has been changed, so for example, your virtual machine changed Ethernet card, or maybe you moved this virtual machine from one host to another, the MAC address will definitely be changed and your server ID will definitely be changed. What will happen to the license? The license will break and it's no longer associated with the particular account that you have with Kofax. So what you need to do is to go ahead and request to Kofax for a license reset. Okay, so if that happens and the MAC address change, definitely the server ID will change for your Control Suite server. You will need a license reset so that you can activate it again following the new MAC address, okay, or following the new server ID. So let me go ahead and key in those information. All right. So again, um, make sure if you wanted to type those information in, you can type them in. If you're um, much more capable of yeah, not having a mistake, then yeah, you can type it in. But if you think that it's much better to copy it, you can copy it from the control suite page. Okay, so let's go ahead and register. Once that it's done with the registration, okay, it will say that the registration of the license is complete, and I will be receiving an email. Okay, so it's the same one as what you're going to be receiving. It will have the details of the license order that you have, and you will have a zip file where the license is provided, the license activation is provided. So if you're doing an offline activation, you need to download this licenses.zip, okay, extract it, and get the manual activation.bin file. Okay, that is important for offline activation. So let's go ahead and proceed with activation. So now I'm back to licensing screen. Okay, so again, you can copy this if you are not sure about the yeah, the characters that you're keying in. Okay, so just to make sure, you can copy that one out and paste it in the um, customer portal for registration. Okay, um, yeah, what we need to do now is to go over and click on refresh licenses. It does have the option for us to click on update license online, or this license server has no access to the internet and we use the binary file to activate it. Okay, now in my previous video, I have done the update license online, so you should have seen how it works. Once you register it, it then proceeds with the license activation online. And for this video, I will go ahead and proceed with the license server has no access to the internet so that you can see how the manual activation would work using the bin file. So let's go over and click that, go and browse. Okay, look for where the file is. Okay, and then you can see the bin file. Just browse it, open, and then once you're okay, just click apply. It will then update the license for us, and then you can see in the background, okay, this will all be filled up with the license entitlement. Okay, so if you have seen that, it has updated the license for us. And what we need to do is to just proceed and click on close. Okay, and go over and check the license entitlement, okay, whether the license has been used or not. So you can always refresh the licenses again. Again, if you have online, then you can go ahead and refresh the license. You can perform download license request if you want to get the updated one, okay, if it is an offline activation. Okay, so I'll proceed with next, and now it's fetching the AutoStore license data for us. So again, this has been discussed in my configuration assistant um, configuration. Okay, you can check that video out and it will tell you all the details relating to this one. Now, if you do have any further questions, you can let me know. Thanks for watching. I hope that this video has provided you further information about license activation. Thank you.